Your hand is already moving before you decide to move it. You feel a small itch behind your ribs. You reach for the phone. Nothing new is there. You lock it. 12 seconds later, you do it again. Here's the strange part. This has almost nothing to do with the phone. There are actually two ancient systems inside you right now fighting to make you check that screen. You're about to meet the first one, but not yet. First, a leopard. 200,000 years ago, in tall grass, your ancestor is walking home. She doesn't know if a leopard is hiding there. Her brain doesn't wait to find out. It fires first, thinks later. That firing has a name, but the name isn't the interesting part yet. Scientists once assumed this chemical was about pleasure, reward, feeling good. They were wrong. One researcher spent years recording it directly from the brain, neuron by neuron, and what he found broke the whole theory. The chemical didn't spike when the reward showed up. It spiked right before, in the not knowing, in the maybe. His name was Wolfram Schultz, and what he'd found had a name of its own, the chemical of maybe. Your ancestor's brain didn't light up when she saw the leopard, and it didn't light up when she was safe. It lit up in the gap between the two. That gap kept her alive. But dopamine isn't even the oldest reason you're reaching for that phone. Wait. There's another reason? Hold that thought. First, look at what's actually in your hand. A notification isn't information. It isn't even a message yet. It's a small gray rectangle that means something might be there. Your brain can't tell the difference between that rectangle and the grass. Maybe. Almost. Check again. Here's where it gets almost funny. The most addictive machine ever built wasn't a smartphone. It was a wooden box with a lever built for pigeons. A psychologist named B.F. Skinner rigged the box so that pressing the lever sometimes released food. Not every time. Not on any pattern the pigeon could predict. The pigeons pressed that lever more than when food came every single time, more than when it never came at all. The uncertainty was the addiction. You already know this design. It's a slot machine. 3 symbols spinning and you can't look away until they stop. Your phone is that box. Pull to refresh, swipe for the next post. Wait for the number to change. Nobody built billion-dollar companies on Skinner's box by accident. So the itch behind your ribs? Not weakness, not a flaw. An ancient circuit hijacked on purpose. But remember, there were 2 systems. This is the second one, and it's older than dopamine. For most of human history, being cut off from your group didn't just feel bad, it got you killed. A psychologist named John Cacioppo spent decades studying this and found that your brain treats loneliness like a physical wound, not a metaphor. The same pathways that process actual pain light up when you're cut off from people. Belonging wasn't comfort, it was survival equipment. So that notification isn't only saying something might be there, it's saying someone might need you, and your brain, running software built for a world that no longer exists, cannot risk ignoring that. Now the itch behind your ribs again. Feel it? 2 ancient alarms firing at once every time your phone lights up. One says, uncertainty, check it. The other says, your tribe, don't fall behind. Neither one knows what a phone is. Here's where the scale changes completely. An anthropologist named Robin Dunbar studied how many relationships a human brain can actually track. Not a guess, a number. 150. That's the entire tribe your brain was built for. Now count your contacts, your followers, everyone whose life you could scroll through today. Your brain is running tribal math on a planet of 8 billion people, using hardware built for a village. It cannot tell a stranger's vacation photo from a message that matters. Both arrive through the same channel. Both trigger the same 200,000-year-old alarm. So, actually, it was never about the phone. It was never even fully about dopamine or addiction or loneliness. It was always about evolution aimed at the wrong target by people who read the same research you just heard. You cannot delete that history. You cannot switch off the systems that built every human who came before you, but you can do one thing nobody in your ancestral line ever got to do. You can notice the gap. Once you know the itch is ancient, it stops being personal. You stop asking what's wrong with me and start asking what button is being pressed right now. That question buys you half a second, and in that half second, for the first time in 200,000 years, you get to choose whether to press back. Tonight, your phone will buzz, you'll feel the itch behind your ribs, and for 1 second, you won't be a person checking a screen. You'll be a hominid in tall grass, listening for a leopard that was never there.